What is going on, dudes? Welcome back to Just Nuts. Today I'm doing probably the second to last update for the OCG Structure Deck voting finals. We have finally cut to our top five, so we'll have, I believe, 6 more days. I think next Wednesday is when they will decide on what the final winner will be. But we have an official top five. I don't know if the voting resets for this week. Like we cut the top five, we go back to 0, and then we start voting again. If not, it may be tough because I think we did know that Shadal's had a pretty commanding lead for pretty much the whole first round of voting. But so if you don't want Shadal's and there's something else in here, like, so one thing that is interesting if they do like restart is like if you voted for something else and you that didn't make it a top 20, but you're just like, I really don't want Shadal's. Like, but there are some stuff I'm okay with. If you're like, I think Charmers are really cool, that'd be a really cool thing to get a structure deck for. Or I think Sacred Beast getting like becoming an actual deck is kind of cool. Then like those votes aren't going to Shadal's, they're going to something else, which maybe could give something else an edge here. But we'll see. So pretty much what we are cutting to is Trap Trick, Sacred Beast, Shadal's, Crystal Beast, and Charmers. Trap Trick's going to become an actual like competent control strategy in the pretty near future, at least in the OCG, with Trap Trick Sarah coming out in Battles of Legend, just pretty cool. Sacred Beasts are not a deck at all. It's just those like 3 knockoff Egyptian god cards. So I'm not a huge fan of Sacred Beasts. I never really liked decks like that, super helmety decks. But I'm not going to blame you for liking them. To each his own. Shadal's the voting front runner, beloved in the OCG apparently. Got a terrible Link monster, pretty cool deck. I'm not sure what they would do to make it like its own strategy, because I feel like for a long time now Shadal's have just been an engine in other decks. They haven't really been able to do much on their own in their as their own deck. So I'd be curious to see what they try and do if Shadal's got support, but I'm not sure it'd be a kind of deck I'd be into. They have Crystal Beast, kind of like going to be a fan favorite here just because it is one of the protagonist decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Very cool strategy where the monsters end up going into your spell and trap zones, and then you get to do stuff based on those and them in your spell and trap zone. So pretty cool strategy, fun artwork, really cool. Just a fan favorite. I wouldn't be mad if they won at all. And then another one. So I'm rooting for Trap Tricks, I think, number 1, and then Charmers, number 2. Charmers are a very cute, we'll say, what's the word I'm looking for? Just anime-esque deck. But I think it could be really cool. I think we've seen a lot of like mediocre support for these cards, but the new Link monsters are kind of spicy. And if they actually try to do something, maybe Charmers could actually be relevant. If they actually made like, Link monsters that could steal your opponent. I mean, they have those, but like from the field. A Link monster that could like steal your opponent's monster if it like matches the attribute, and they made 1 for every attribute, then maybe we're looking at something pretty spicy with Charmers. But we'll see. I believe the final placings for the first round were Shadal's in first place, if you want the specifics. Shadal's in first place, Charmers in second place, Trap Tricks in third place, Sacred Beasts end up climbing up to 4th place at the very end, and Crystal Beasts in 5th place. So I don't know, again, I don't think they've said if like the voting restarts, and it does say the second round of voting. So I want to assume it restarts. So if you really don't want Shadal's, go out there and vote for something you do feel better about. I believe it's kind of a little jank if you do not live in Japan, but I think you have to like go to the Yu-Gi-Oh website, go to the the card database, change it to the Japanese database so that it will bring up this option, and then you have to, I believe, sign in with your Konami ID so that you're logged in, and then I hope you should be able to vote then. It's a little jank, but with Google Translate it should be able to make things readable and stuff, so it shouldn't be too hard. Just 5 minutes, vote on the one you want. But that's pretty much it. Quick little update, and hopefully the deck you vote for is there at the end. So we'll see you there. Oh, one thing I did want to add is I feel like a lot of people might be discouraged if their deck doesn't win, but I think one thing that's cool is, especially for these top 5, if one of your decks is in this top 5 but don't even win, I think it's kind of important to remember that it is still showing Konami like, wow, maybe Konami goes like, wow, a lot of people do love Trap Tricks. A lot of people do love Crystal Beasts and Charmers. Maybe maybe in the future we should at least make some support or make their own structure deck. Even if they don't win, it's still going to be a nice showing to Konami of what decks we really would love to see get more support, and maybe that would push them to in the future. But so I think it's important to remember that too. But yeah, Shadal's looking like the favorite here, but we'll see. You never know. Okay, so I'm gonna get the hell out of here. Definitely gonna keep you updated as we go, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.